Today we are going to talk about what causes a slice in golf. What causes your ball to move from left to right when you strike it, the reasons for a slice, and some things that you can do to correct that slice and straighten out your ball flight. The first thing that we see with a lot of amateur golfers that causes a slice is a faulty grip, and particularly the position of their left hand on the golf club. If I address this golf ball in front of me right here, as I put my left hand on the club, I see many people turn their left hand underneath the golf club like this so that they can see their fingers. The left hand is turned under. Now if I try to pick this golf club up, it's very heavy. I can't get any leverage. The correct way to position the club in your left hand is to get your left hand over top of the club so the club is more in the fingers, so that when I hold the club up I can see two knuckles on my left hand. I can't see my fingernails at all. It's important to get your thumb down the left center of the shaft as you look down at the golf club. There's a V that is formed by my thumb and my index finger right here. You want to have that V pointing at your right shoulder. If I hold the golf club with the V, as you can see now, the V is pointing over here at my left shoulder. If I hold the golf club like that, the chances are good that I'm going to hit a slice. So I want to take that V and rotate it over so that the V is now pointing at my right shoulder. At the same time, your right hand grip is primarily in the fingers. And when I say in the fingers, down low in the fingers of your right hand so that the V that's formed with your right hand also points to your right shoulder. So both V's point to your right shoulder. Okay? This is a nice neutral grip here. This is what we call a weak grip here. So strengthen your grip by turning your left hand towards your right shoulder with the club face square. That's the first step in correcting your slice. The second step for correcting your slice has to do with your body alignment at address. I've drawn a white line here on the ground which extends through a broken shaft here in the ground. So my intended line of flight is just down this white line and through that club in the ground. When I line up to this golf ball, I'll use another for alignment purposes. I want to use a series of parallel lines. So I'm going to set my feet parallel to this club on the ground here. And now in theory, I'm going to be able to launch this ball right out over that shaft in the ground. I see many golfers line up pointed too far to the right like this. Now my alignment is out to the right, and in order to hit it back towards that shaft, I have to pull across my body, like so, which leads to a slice. So it's important to have correct alignment at address, and that carries right up to your hips, your knees, your feet, your knees, your hips, and in particular your shoulders and forearms. Another common mistake that we see amateur golfers do is to line up with their shoulders pointed way to the left. As you can see, my shoulders are aimed well left of the target. A better way to line up is to have both shoulders level like this, parallel to the club on the ground, as opposed to over this way, where the right shoulder is sticking out too much. So I want to keep my right shoulder what feels like back a little bit to make my shoulders parallel to the club on the ground. So if I can get a nice neutral grip and get my shoulders, forearms, hips and knees in the right positions, I can launch the ball right over the shaft in the ground.